heat addition. So here in case of Rankine cycle, as we have seen that the heat is added reversibly at constant pressure, but infinite temperatures. That is, the temperature keeps on changing. That is, we are currently discussing about this portion. The heat is added reversibly at constant pressure but at infinite temperatures. So the temperature is completely variable during this heat addition process. So let us say that we are having a common temperature Tm1, that is, if we focus on this portion, that is this 5 to 6, this is the mean temperature Tm1. If Tm1 is mean temperature of heat addition, so that the area under 4s and 1, that is for this red curve, is equal to the area under 5 to 6. So what we have tried over here, that we have tried to replace the Rankine cycle's heat addition process 4s to 1, that is over here to here, with an isothermal heat addition similar to a Carnot cycle, so that the area under both the curve and line will be same. That is, the heat addition will be equal. So here Q1, that is over here, is H1 minus H4s, that is for our standard Rankine cycle, and here we are having Tm1 S1 minus S4s, that is our standard formula. And similarly here we are getting Tm1 as H1 minus H4s divided by S1 minus S4s, which is equal to mean temperature heat addition. Now Q2 is equal to heat rejected, that is same in both cases, that is H2s minus H3. So the heat rejection process is same. Now eta Rankine is equal to 1 minus Q2 by Q1, that is equal to 1 minus the value of Q2 and value of Q1 over here. So here S1 minus S4S, this will be same in both cases, because this is the entropy difference that we are having over here. This is the value of delta S. And here this has to be T2. T2 is temperature of heat rejection. The lower the value of T2 for a given Tm1, higher will be the efficiency, because this is the negative and in numerator T2 is there. So lower the value of T2 for a given Tm1, the efficiency will be more. But the lowest temperature that is possible for heat rejection is temperature of surrounding, that is T0. So there is a limit on T2. So now Rankine cycle is now function of mean temperature of heat addition only. The higher the mean temperature of heat addition, the higher will be the efficiency, because it is on the negative and in the denominator. So higher the value of Tm1, the greater the value of eta Rankine. Now there are some effects that we are going to see for the Rankine cycle one by one. So first our effect is the effect of increasing the initial temperature at constant pressure on cycle efficiency. So that can be seen in the figure. So we are going to increase the temperature value. So when the initial state changes from 1 to 1 prime, that is from this point to this point. Okay, so that is going to be the difference. Here Tm1 between 4s to 1 prime, that is let us say this to be denoted as T1m prime, because we are going from 4s to 1 prime, that will be Tm1 prime, let us say. And for our previous cycle, that was the standard cycle, we were going from 4s to only 1, that is over here. So this is only Tm1 for this. So obviously Tm1 prime is higher than the Tm1. So an increase in superheat at constant pressure increases the mean temperature of heat addition, and hence the cycle efficiency is also increasing. So here now we are going to see the maximum temperature of heat, maximum temperature of steam. Now this is fixed from the metallurgical conditions, because the material that we are using for our turbine blades, is having some maximum limit that it can tolerate or sustain. So that is the maximum temperature of steam is fixed because of this. Now when the maximum temperature is fixed, that is because of metallurgical condition, that is, let us say over here it is this, we cannot go beyond this. So this is the value of Tmax. Now we are going to see our next effect, that is the effect of increase of pressure on Rankine cycle. So we will see that what will be the effect of increasing the pressure. And let us say that here the operating steam pressure at which the heat is added is increased from P1 to P2. That is, you can see here that we have taken two different cases. Previously it was P1 pressure and now it is P2 pressure. So in case of previous P1 pressure, here the maximum temperature point is T1 and in P2 it is T5. However, both are equal, that is T maximum. So here the mean temperature of heat addition increases. The mean temperature of heat addition increases because Tm1 is between 7s and 5. That is, we are going from 7s to 5. And the next is 4s to 1. So you can clearly see that the mean temperature of heat addition is more in case of the later improved pressure, that is higher pressure. That is, Tm1 between 7s and 5 is more than 4s and 1. But when the turbine inlet pressure increases from P1 to P2, the ideal expansion line shifts to left. That is, this is the new expansion cycle, expansion process, and previously it was this. Okay, so as you can see, there is a shift of expansion process towards left, and the moisture content at turbine exhaust increases. Why? Because as you can see that the value of the moisture content at 6s is more than 2s, because now we are slightly inside the wet region, that is liquid plus vapor region. Now if the moisture content of steam in later stages of turbine is higher, then the entrained water particles along with vapor coming out of nozzle with high velocity strikes the blade and erode their surfaces, as a result of which the longevity of blades decreases. So what they are trying to say over here is, if we go more into left hand side, that is on this side, and how we are going in this side, because of the moisture content which is present. So this moisture content will have negative effects on the blade material, because they will erode the material of blade. So here, even though we can increase the efficiency by increasing the mean temperature of heat addition with the help of higher pressure, but on the other side it will increase the moisture content, which reduces the blade life. So there is also another limitation coming over here. And there is a limit up to which we can tolerate the moisture content at the exhaust, that is from the consideration of erosion of blades in later stages of the turbine. The moisture content at turbine exhaust is not allowed to exceed the 15%, that is x, the minimum x that we can tolerate is 0.85, that is the moisture content should not be more than 15%. Therefore the maximum steam temperature at the turbine inlet, this is fixed because of the material considerations of turbine blade. The minimum temperature of heat rejection, that is in extreme cases it has to be the surrounding temperature, and the minimum quality of steam at the turbine exhaust is fixed, because this is now it should not be less than 0.85. This limit is also fixed. So the maximum steam pressure at the turbine inlet also gets fixed. So now this is also fixed. A vertical line drawn from 2s fixed by T2 and x2x intersects with T maximum, that is over here. So if we draw this vertical line, and this maximum pressure line, with the T maximum, so we are intersecting this horizontal line, that is T max, and this vertical line, then we will get this point, which is nothing but gives the maximum steam pressure at the turbine inlet, that is this is obtained. Here the irreversibilities in expansion process is however not being considered, that is the meaning is that actual process will be something like this, that we have seen in our previous lecture.